friends, welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here, hello, my name is Mika. Thank you so much for stopping in. Heart to heart, we're living in very confusing times. And I know a lot of people may give me some backlash or may not agree or may even get offended, and I apologize if you do get offended, but I'm just having to speak on this because it is on my heart to tell the truth and to speak on what's really going on in our world. This is my opinion. This is what I'm feeling led to talk about. And this is my belief. I'm not trying to change your beliefs. When I say that we're living in very confusing times, first off, I want to say that the Lord, Jesus, God, is not the author of confusion. Satan is. We live in the world of sin. And it's starting to show so much, and it is kind of bothering that so many people are just becoming immune to it. It's like the new normal. Nobody's really wanting to speak up on it. No one's wanting to change it. Everybody's just like going with the flow. We're living in a time where men and women don't even like each other anymore. We're constantly, you don't do this good enough. You're not good enough for that. You don't look this good. You don't look that good. You don't make enough money. You don't do this. You don't do that. Instead of working together. We're living in a time where people of the same race dislike each other because of the tone of your skin, because of the texture of your hair, because of your features, things that you have no control over. Why can't we just learn to respect other people's lives and love other people and continue on with our life? Every opportunity that we get, we want to tear each other down, but we want to cry when someone does it to us. We're living in a time where you can go to school for years and still not get a job. Spending all this money on a degree and not get a job, not get to work in that field that you worked so hard for. We're living in a time where people are in unhealthy relationships, and the person that is victimized is saying, "This is my story," and people clap back by saying, "Well, you chose the wrong person. That was your fault. You were dumb, you were ignorant, you stayed with that person." We're making fun of people who go through divorce. We think it's okay for men to go out and cheat when they made a covenant under God to love his wife. We're supporting the man who steps out because he makes enough money to do so. He looks good enough to do so. We're encouraging women to walk around half dressed and we're calling it sexy. We're okay with people having a nasty mouth, a nasty attitude, because that's just them having their own expression and sticking up for themselves. What happened to being more classy, both men and women? What happened to speaking with respect to the next person? What happened to being able to have emotional intelligence where we can have a conversation with somebody without trying to tear them out, cuss them out, threaten them? We think that's cool. We see somebody getting hurt, we're quick to pull out our phones and record it versus calling for help. If you don't want to step in, why can't you call for help, but you can record it? And sometimes people are witnessing people lose their lives when all they had to do in that situation was call the police. If it was that serious, instead of egging it on and recording it and then posting it to social media. We're in a time where our children are going to a school that is meant to teach them education, but they're being taught about sex. I do have a problem when we're trying to instill confusion into our children. Where we're like, oh yeah, it's okay to live this type of lifestyle, to like the same sex, or even to have sex with the opposite sex at a young age. That's not okay. Why can't our children just go to school and learn and get education and not worry about sleeping with anybody? We're living in a time where people are saying that children can call themselves an animal and we have to call them that. And it's not funny, it's not cute to me. I do feel uncomfortable with the situation because why are we teaching our kids that? Kids are very influenced. If it sounds good, it makes them feel good, it's fun, they're going to want to do it. So why are we saying you can pretend like you're an animal, or you could be out here doing what you want to do? Express yourself, whether that's sexually, emotionally, whatever it is. It's supposed to be the parents, we're the elders. We're supposed to be teaching our children the right way so then they grow up and they're not confused. I'm not saying confused as in just sexuality. allow children to really get the knowledge that they need. Kids are supposed to behave as kids. We have people dressing their little girls up like teenagers. All this lip gloss and even putting them on fake nails and fake hair and things like that. In my opinion, I just feel like we're just in a world where everything's over-sexualized, and then we get upset if something happens to our children, but we're over-sexualizing them. And we're teaching them that that's cute, that's what's attractive, and it's not. We're living in a time where people work hard to be even further in debt, even further in poverty, even further in the poor society, no matter how much you're making, because the goal is for the rich to stay rich and people below that to stay poor. Rent is going up, cost of living is going up, everything's going up, everything you gotta pay for, all these fees coming out, you don't even know where they're coming from, but everything's just exploding in cost, yet no one cares. You can work as hard as you want to. You can work 2-3 jobs and still struggle to keep your head above water. We're living in a time where people push love to the back of their mind and say, you know what, I don't want to be in a relationship to love this person. I want to be in a relationship to use this person. And once I'm done using this person, then I'm going to break this person's heart by leaving with all that they gave me and give it to the next person and get from that person what I want, and keep on going through life until I feel like I can't do it no more. We're living in a time where we're so influenced, even as adults, by the music that we're listening to. We're influenced by being hot girls and womanizers and playing men, and everything is about being free sexually, sleeping with as many people as we want to. The list goes on. We're just living in a time that's so confusing, very confusing, because marriage doesn't matter anymore. We have baby mama culture, and I'm a baby mama. I've never been married, but I have a child, so I can speak on this. But we have that, and we expect people to just, love on us, and they did. When I was pregnant, everybody loved on me, gave me things, and supported me through it all. I get it, and I do the same for other people. I'm not gonna lie. Like, hey, I'll come to your baby shower, and I'll shower you with love, because I understand that, a lot of us don't choose this. We just fall into it because of our sin. And so I get that, but it's being blown up way bigger than what it needs to, where it's like, it's okay. When I know back in the times like when my mom was growing up, it was a shame to be pregnant. Now my daughter tells me all the time, she had kids last year when she was just in 10th grade that were pregnant, and it was cool to them. It was the thing to do. A lot of the girls were talking about they couldn't wait till their boyfriend got them pregnant, because there's no shame to it. There's no repercussions to it besides being a parent, and we all make it look easy, but we all know parenting is not easy and it's not fun, especially if you gotta do it by yourself. But yet our society is pushing, have kids as young as you want to, go ahead and have them as a teenager, so by the time you're in your 30s, you're gonna be free. You can do what you want to do. Your kid's gonna be grown. You can live your best life. But we're not teaching them the truth. You need a husband. Children deserve that. They deserve both parents in the home. Unless something happens, that's out of your control, like death, then they deserve for both parents to be in the home. And we don't talk about that enough because we don't want to offend nobody. I like hearing it because it's true. I'm a single mama. I had a kid out of wedlock. I had a kid as a teenager. But I like hearing that kind of stuff because I don't want the next young lady, the next young girl to fall into my footsteps and think that that's okay and that it's going to be easy and that life is just going to just be rainbows and unicorns and it's just going to be great, because it wasn't great for me. It was not great for a lot of people. It's hard. You're trying to learn life, but you have a young person that you have to grow up at the same time. It's not easy. You don't even know yourself. All I'm saying is that we're living in times where everything is just so backwards. It doesn't matter anymore what you do. It doesn't matter how you treat people. It doesn't matter how you carry yourself. It doesn't matter how you're treating children. There's pedophiles out here and people are okay with it. They consented. I don't understand what would make you think that that's okay in general to even do such a thing. I'm telling you, everything's so overly sexual. We really have to work on becoming better people. Everything is not about sex. Everything is not about being free to say what you want, to do what you want, because everything you do and you say in life has repercussions. Good or bad, there's some type of consequence attached to it. We need to stop just looking at just what's going on in that moment and look at the bigger picture down the road of how that's affecting your children, how that's affecting your life, how that's affecting your future. We should want better for our youth. We should want better for our children. We should want better for our families. We should want better for one another. We're focused too much on the wrong thing. We're losing sight of God. That's the truth, in my opinion. Sin has us so confused that we're trying to fight battles that really aren't there. They're really not existent. But in our human minds, we think like, oh, this is a problem. This is the problem. And that's not the problem. The problem is just that we have lost sight of our purpose. A lot of us are walking around and we don't even know what our purpose is. We're just stuck in vain. That's why we have so many people losing their lives trying to undergo surgeries and things to enhance their beauty, to look better, but you still end up not liking something about yourself, and you keep going back. If you do survive your surgeries, you keep going back because you're never going to be satisfied, because the problem is not what you look like on the outside. The problem is that you're lacking God in your life. The problem is that you don't know yourself. The problem is that you don't love yourself. And I know that people are not going to agree, but it's my opinion. And I'm not here to be rude or disrespectful to anybody. I thought about getting surgery at one point, breast implants, because I don't have any. So I'm not saying that you're a terrible person because of what you believe or what you feel. But what I am saying is that I had to be honest with myself, and it was because I wanted to feel more sexy. I wanted to feel more like a woman. But this is the body that God gave me. And then I had to think, like, is it worth me losing my life? We're never guaranteed when it comes to surgery that everything's going to be okay. So I had to ask myself that. And I had to sit with it, and I had to be honest and say, you know what? It's vanity. And I just wanted to look like the people on TV. I just wanted to have the perfect body because I'm heavy from the waist down. I got a body, but I'm top small. So I didn't like that, but I had to learn to love myself. Once I started loving myself, I told myself, once I truly love myself, if I still wanted to go through with getting breast implants, then I would do it. I'm telling you the God honest truth. Once I started to love myself, that didn't matter no more. I wear things that just insinuate my curves, and I go on with my life. I'm happy with me. I love me. The thoughts don't even come across my mind anymore. So that's why I'm saying I really do believe that when you're in a place where you're comparing yourself to people, or you don't love yourself, or you feel insecure, that's when you're willing to put your life on the line to do surgeries and to alter your body. So even with me getting tattoos and stuff, I just felt like it was sexy. Now at 34, I hate the fact that I got tattoos on my body. I wish I had a clean body and I didn't have tattoos. Anyway, don't want to make the video too long, but I'm just saying we're just living in confusing times where we are focused on what's on the outside and what our flesh wants, what we want sexually, what we want to be versus what we are. And it is confusing to everybody. It's confusing ourselves. We're allowing it because society's pushing it down our throats constantly. And we don't feel beautiful if we don't like the people in the magazines or on the TV screens. We don't feel like we made it in life if we're working a 9 to 5 versus people who are here, you know, being entrepreneurs and things like that. We're just constantly in comparison. But I really truly believe that's what Satan wants for us. He wants for us to be confused so that we lose sight of God. If we just call on God and we ask for direction, a lot of the symptoms of the problem that's going on could be easily erased. But y'all let me know what you think. Again, I'm not trying to put my belief onto you. I'm not trying to judge you. These are my opinions. I have the right to speak on what I want to speak on with respect, so you can do the same. Let me know what you think. Send me an email. Drop your comments in the comment box below. Just make sure it's respectful not only to me but to whoever else comes across this page and decides to read your message. We're not here to tear each other down or make each other feel worse than what what we truly are. That's part of the problem in the world right now. We're just here to uplift one another and just give each other different perspectives, different ways to look at things, and just be honest and acknowledge our truths. That's it. But you let me know what you think. We'll keep the conversation going, and we will talk next time. Bye.